All right, old school NBA fans, self-researched NBA facts. I got another video for you. First, want to say thanks to anybody who watches my videos, subscribes to my channel. I really appreciate it. It's been real good. I know I took a little break off there over the weekend a little bit, but I'm back at it. I was trying to research one thing, and I ended up coming up with something else, something just I found interesting, and I thought you guys might too. I went through all the playoff series since 1980. I didn't go before that because that's right around when I started watching the NBA as a very young kid. But what I ran into is since 1980, that's 45 years. How many times has any player outscored any player on their team by at least 20 points? So, for example, say a player averages 30 points for a series, and the next highest scoring player on the team would be 10 points or even under 10 points. A 20-point gap between that player, the top scoring player, and the person who was second in points per game in any given series. And I mean, there's just been so many series, but it's only been done about once every 2 years that kind of a gap happens. So anyway, I figured I'd go over them. I'll go in reverse order, the most recent first, and work my way backwards. 2023 first round, Miami against Milwaukee. Jimmy Butler averaged 37.6. I didn't even know he did this because, again, I haven't been in tune with the NBA, but wow, that's really good. His teammate, who was the next best in points per game, was Bam Adebayo at 17.4. So there was a discrepancy of 20.2 points a game between Butler and Bam Adebayo, who was the second leading scorer on Miami. Then you got to go to 2018 Eastern Conference Finals, Cleveland and Boston. LeBron James, 33.6. Kevin Love, 12.5. Discrepancy of 21.1. 2018 first round, LeBron James, 34.4. Kevin Love, 11.4. Discrepancy of 23 points on the dot. Now again, I don't know if this is good or bad. I mean, I guess it's that your team doesn't really have that second, really good scoring threat. So that player has a big scoring burden that they have to deal with. 2017 first round, OKC versus Houston. Russell Westbrook at 37.4 points per game. His teammate Andre Roberson was next at 11.6, a 25.8 points per game discrepancy. That is big. I mean, I didn't even know he did that either. 2015 finals, Cleveland against Golden State. Now granted, Kyrie Irving was hurt, who I'm sure had he played this wouldn't have happened, but anyway. LeBron James, 35.8 points per game. Timothy Mozgov, 14 points for a 21.8% discrepancy. 2010 first round, Miami versus Boston. Dwayne Wade, 33.2. Mario Chalmers, 10.8 for a 22.4 point discrepancy. Cleveland versus Orlando. This was in 2009 Eastern Conference Finals. LeBron James, 38.5. Mo Williams, 18.3 for a discrepancy of 20.2. 2006 Finals. The only time, at least up to now, that a player actually won the championship in a season that this happened. 2006 Finals, Miami and Dallas. Dwayne Wade, 34.7. Antoine Walker was at 13.8 for a 20.9 point discrepancy. 2006 first round, Cleveland versus Washington. LeBron James, 35.7. Larry Hughes, 12.3 for a 23.4 discrepancy. 2003 first round, Philly against New Orleans. Allen Iverson, 34.8. Keith Van Horn, 13.0 for a 21.8 discrepancy. 2001 first round, Orlando and Milwaukee. Tracy McGrady, 33.8. Teammate Darrell Armstrong, 13.3 for a 20.5 point discrepancy. 2000 finals, Lakers and Pacers. Shaq, 38 points a game. Kobe was 15.6 for a 22.4 point discrepancy. However, the one little asterisk next to that was Kobe got hurt in Game 3. He only played 8 minutes. He only scored 2 points. If you take that game away, he would have averaged 19 points a game, and that would have been under 20 points. Just thought I'd add that in there. 1997 first round, Bulls and Washington Bullets. Michael Jordan, 37.3, Pippen, 16.7 for a discrepancy of 20.6. 1996 Eastern Conference semifinals, Bulls and Knicks. Jordan, 36 points, Pippen, 15.6, a discrepancy of 20.4. 1992 first round, Bulls and Heat. Jordan, 45 points a game, Pippen, 24 points a game, discrepancy of 21 points. Those 3 years right there, 97, 96, 92, the Bulls won the championship. That, with Dwayne Wade, is only the 4 times out of 21. So my thinking is it's probably not really a good thing. But even still, Jordan, when they were one of the, in their great run in 96, 7, and 8, he still had to do that at his, a little bit older age. He had to carry his team. But anyway, 1990 Eastern Conference semifinals, Bulls and 76ers. Jordan, 43 points a game, Pippen, 20.8, discrepancy of 22.2. 1989 Eastern Conference semifinals, Bulls and Knicks. Jordan, 35.7, Pippen, 14.8, discrepancy of 20.9. 1989 first round, Bulls and Cleveland. Jordan, 39.8, Pippen, 15, discrepancy of 24.8. 1986 first round, Bulls and Celtics. Famous one when Jordan got the 63-point game. Jordan, 43.7, Orlando Woolridge, 21, discrepancy of 22.7. 1984. That just goes to show you in that series how weak the Bulls were as a team defensively. When you got 2 guys getting you almost 65 points a game, just 2 players, and you still get swept. Their defense was that bad, especially in the interior. Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish just basically did whatever they wanted, and Woolridge could not stop Bird. 1984, first round, Knicks and Pistons. Bernard King, 42.6, Bill Cartwright, 20 points, discrepancy of 22.6. And I left the granddaddy of them all for last. 1988, first round versus Cleveland, the Bulls versus Cleveland. Michael Jordan averaged 45.2 points per game. The next player in line was Charles Oakley at 10.8. That's a discrepancy of 34.4 points a game. That season in 1988, Michael Jordan did one of his best carry jobs, ever. Now, they did lose in the second round to the Pistons and all that. I get that, to a better team. But still, to win 50 games when this is what you're dealing with. The next best player, Scottie Pippen, was at 10.6. Horace Grant was at 8.8. And those guys weren't even starters. So it just goes to show you that Jordan still had a huge offensive burden, to carry this team. He really did. But anyway, that was the biggest discrepancy I could find between the top scorer on the team to the second best scorer on the team, 34.4. But all told, out of the 21 times that it's happened since 1980, Tracy McGrady did it once, Shaq once, Russell Westbrook once, Bernard King once, Jimmy Butler once, Allen Iverson once, Dwayne Wade twice, LeBron James 5 times, and Michael Jordan 8 times. Now again, I don't know if this is necessarily a good or a bad thing. I think it's good for the individual player, but bad for the team because most of the time the team's success just wasn't there. Now you could say in 2006, Dwayne Wade basically won the championship for his team, kind of carried them. I would agree with that. Now, in 1996 and 97 when the Bulls won, I wouldn't say Jordan carried them. Now, offensively, obviously, yeah, he had to score a lot of points for them to win. If he was going to come in averaging 15 points a game, they weren't going to win. It was implied that Jordan was going to have to get them at least 25 points a game, for sure. In 92, though, he definitely had even more of an offensive responsibility because they just weren't as good as they were in the second three-peat. They just had better pieces in the second three-peat. So in 92, even though Pippen was more of a scoring threat in 92, they really didn't have much else. You get an occasional decent game from Horace Grant, maybe give you like a 15 or 16 point game or whatever. But really, Jordan had to score over 30 points if they were going to win. And, they got tested. Just, they got taken to 7 games in 92 by the Knicks in the second round. You know what I mean? I mean, it wasn't just a smooth path, just sweeping through everything, like everybody likes to say. The competition was pretty good. The Bulls are just the better team. But anyway, I just want to get this information out there. I thought it was very interesting that this has happened 21 times in the last 45 years, so about once every 2 years you run into this. And Jordan had 8 of the 21. He had over a third of them. Again, the guy just had to carry his team offensively for them to win. And LeBron James, he had 5 of them in there, but he never won. The years that this happened, he never won. Jordan, in 3 of the 8 seasons that this happened, 3 of the 8 times, they won the championship. So anyway, that's it for this video, and thanks for watching. Until next time.